whoever, I want to say this verbal, I will honor. So I forgot that word, that I will honor the rematch with to Sue because he deserved it. He's a warrior. We have some kind of misunderstanding before the fight, but I give him all the credit. He deserved it, and he deserves a rematch. So that is on the plate.
Now, when you say that's in the plate, are you saying that you're changing the direction and it's no longer Errol Spence, or are you saying after Errol Spence, then you're gonna give Zoo the rematch?
I believe in this particular point, after, that you relax, you think about it, I believe the best way will be the rematch. And because it's well deserved.
Now, Mr. Sampson, and he changes day by day. First, he was all about Errol Spence and Fundora getting it on. Now he's willing to give Zoo a rematch on a handshake agreement. Now, no one will argue that Tim Tszyu doesn't deserve a rematch. It goes like this. It's Tim Tszyu, Terence Crawford, and then Spence. Unless you're a Spence fanboy. But why all of a sudden the change of heart? He said it was all about the money, making the most money for his fighter. Or maybe he thinks Fundora will make more money fighting Tim Tszyu in Australia. Maybe the rematch takes place in Australia. But I'm still on the fence if this rematch will take place, because I think Tim Tszyu knocks Fundora out in the rematch. I think actually Fundora has a better chance beating Errol Spence than beating Tim Tszyu in the rematch. And Lukowicz is not the most honest guy in the world. So I'm still thinking, and it's not right, it's not fair, but life is not fair. I'm thinking it's still going to be Fundora and Spence for the WBC title, and they're going to vacate the WBO. What I like to see them do, and I know they're not going to do it, is if Fundora decides to fight Errol Spence and to vacate the WBO title, I would like to see them give Tszyu a chance to regain that title and fight Terence Crawford, which should have been the original fight anyway. But it seems like they are looking at Josh Kelly and Erickson Lubin, someone in that magnitude. But then again, Erickson Lubin's with the PBC, so I don't know how that would go. But definitely, the better fight to have that summer is Tszyu and Crawford. And even Golden Boy does not want to feel left out. Vergil Ortiz, Terence Crawford would be an excellent fight after Vergil Ortiz get one or two more fights under his belt. I love this fight at 147. This is a big fight, and these are the type of fights Terence Crawford is looking for. But I don't think Vergil Ortiz is ready just yet. He's had one fight in his return, and that fight went one round. Vergil Ortiz fights April 27th against Delorme, and then give him one more fight, maybe him and Crawford in 2025. Now, when it comes to Spence and Terence Crawford moving to 154, people think they're on a collision course. They believe Spence will fight Fundora and win that belt, which is no guarantee. We all know how Spence is going to look when he's coming back after that beating he took from Terence Crawford. And then Crawford will collect the WBO belt, and these guys will do a rematch. Those rematch days are over. Spence and Crawford are not going to rematch at 154. The PBC will not allow it. They didn't even want the first one. That was Spence's doing, and all credit to Spence. The first fight was so one-sided, they figure there's no money in it. And besides that, Errol Spence, PBC, Al Heyman, nobody thinks Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. Not even Errol Spence. Crawford was not in the original plans. The original plans was Errol Spence to move to 154, fight Keith Thurman, and from there, and this is my opinion, it's not a fact, this is my opinion, from Keith Thurman, they were trying to groom him up, build him up for that Canelo fight. The original three-fight deal Canelo had with the PBC had Jamal, and I believe the third name would have been Errol Spence if we would have followed what Al Heyman told him to do, or if he would have beat Terence Crawford. He would have been that third name on Canelo's list. And that was plan A. And I believe PBC and Errol Spence are trying to steer their way back to plan A so they have that big retirement fight in Texas. I would be very surprised if Errol Spence fights Terrence Crawford again. But this is the theater of the unexpected. So we'll see what happens. This is just my theory. It's just an opinion. It's not a fact. Leave your thoughts in comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.